Top tier in a light tank, woohoo! Alright, we are going hill, we are going aggressive, we are going hill. So T-54 lightweight, T-49 on the enemy team, and, 1375, yeah, okay, so only two tanks, really fast, able to contest the hill, so we're gonna go hill, we're gonna win hill, we're gonna have an awesome game. Alright, T-54, oh, whoa, no! No! Oh, wow. Yeah, okay, yeah. In chat you can see me saying, sorry, I'm top tier and I just blew this game. Yeah, time for an Irish fail. Hi folks, and welcome to the Ace Tanker for the Leo, the Tier 7 Swedish medium tank. This is a tank that existed in plans, but may or may not have existed in a prototype. I can't confirm that. But in 1944, Sweden's STRV M42 was considered obsolete. So this led to a number of new proposals for new tanks by Landsberg to try and replace the M42. You may be familiar with the Stridsvagn M42-57 Alt A2, which is the Tier 6 Premium, or the Stridsvagn 74, which is the regular Tier 6 Swedish tank in-game. They were two of the proposals, but there was another proposal that began life as a TD. Landsberg proposed a TD armed with a 105mm gun, and this is 1944, so this thing would have been awesome. It also had very thick frontal armor that was not only thick but sloped. It had sloped armor on its sides. It had a top speed of 60 kilometers an hour, 10 degrees of gun depression, a traverse arc of 30 degrees for the gun, and the whole thing would weigh in at about 30 tons. So they called it, as I say, the TLP-46. But at the same time, they also began designing two medium tanks, a 30-ton tank and a 25-ton tank, both based on the TLP-46 chassis, in other words, the TD chassis. These medium tank versions of the TLP would have sloped armor, capable of protection from guns up to 75mm. They would be armed with a 75mm or a 100mm gun that could get up to speeds of about 55 kilometers an hour. So reasonably well armoured, reasonably well gunned, and quite fast and mobile. Now, the plans were finished, and Landsberg actually began developing prototypes for all three vehicles, the TD and the two medium tanks based off the TD. However, in 1947, the Swedish Army withdrew their support for the project because they decided that 30-ton vehicles were maybe a little bit too heavy for their needs. So the TLP TD and the 30-ton medium tank were cancelled. Now, Landsberg continued to develop the 25-ton version of the tank, and they called it the STRV Leo. Now, they had plans to basically offer it for export in 1948, but no one was interested, unfortunately, in buying the Stridsvagn Leo in 1948 because the market was flooded with World War II surplus tanks, or countries were more interested in building their own or buying more up-to-date tanks. So, unfortunately, the Leo never got sold. However, I've been unable to find any information as to whether Landsberg actually finished the prototype. I know they began building it, but I don't know whether they actually finished the prototype. But anyway, that's pretty much it for the history. We have it in-game here now. Some eagle-eyed viewers out there might notice that this is not a fully upgraded Leo. This is my first ace in the Leo as a Tier 7, but it is semi-stock. So I'm not putting a lot of money into World of Tanks anymore, so therefore I'm kind of grinding out modules, not, spending any gold on free XP or anything else. So I'm playing more and more tanks stock or with terrible crews. Unfortunately, it's just the way life is at the moment. So this is a tank I played from stock, and at the moment when I picked up this ace, I don't have the final engine. I have the second engine, not the stock engine, but I did have the second engine, but not the final engine. There are three engines. It's the stock turret. It's the second gun. It's not the stock gun. It's the second gun, but it's not the final gun. So that means that I'm using the 75mm with 148mm of penetration, 150 damage, and 200mm of penetration with the premium ammo. So, it's not quite the stock gun, but it's not the final gun. Not quite the stock engine, but it's not the final engine. And it is the stock turret. So, I don't know how the armor compares on this to the final turret, but I know the view range is definitely affected expected. So this is a fairly basic tank. It's not fully upgraded now. I still haven't got it fully upgraded. I still think I need to unlock the turret, but I've played a lot more games on this because I'm grinding through it. But at this time, as I say, not the final engine, not the final gun, and not the final turret. So anyway, I found myself here on, what's this? This is Tundra. I'm in a tier 9 game, but there are only 3 tier 9s on either side. So I'm a tier 7 in a tier 9 game with lots of tier 8s. And yeah, I wasn't expecting too much out of this. So basically I figured that I would just be a pain in the butt. I'm basically in this game to be cannon fodder for the higher tier tanks, but I'm going to try and be a pain in the butt as much as I can. So we're going to go. And one nice thing is at least there's no arty. So I'm trying to figure, you know, I could go hill maybe, but they have some relatively fast tanks, so let me change that there. So yeah, they've got 2 bulldogs that are going to probably be on the hill. They've got a couple of medium tanks that are good hull down. So I figure that maybe I'm not really going to contest the Emils on the hill or the bulldogs on the hill in this tank. So I'm just going to go down here, try and get some early spots, try and get some assistance damage, and basically be a pain. Now, this position can work, or it can not work. I mean, I played a game in this recently in my Oho where I came to the same position as bottom tier and got wrecked. But I've moved down. I just want to catch the slower tanks as they move across and get some early damage and some early spots in. So Centurion 7-1, top tier tank on the enemy team, do a little bit of damage. Now, in this configuration with this gun, this engine, this turret, this armor, the Leo isn't very good. It's kind of like a cheap knockoff version of the Cromwell, you know, except nowhere near as good. The DPM isn't as good, but, you know, we can get shots into the lower glacis of the Ferdy. Emil's over the other side of the hill, so Ferdy is not paying attention. And we're doing some nice damage here, but no one is in a position to shoot these guys. Oh, and that bulldog, completely tunnel vision. There's a bulldog there, completely missed the fact he was there. So he's on full health, and this is the problem. I thought he would have gone hill, but he didn't, so we could put one shot in. Just pop out, get a shot in, and a T-30 that is backing me up on the ridge puts a big shot in, so a little bit of damage. No kills yet, but yeah, Ferdy is there. I don't have shots on the Ferdy, so I'm just poking, trying to get spots, not seeing anyone. So just quick check behind me. I get spotted. Oh, and a tree falling. There's a tree falling, so someone's coming for me. It's the 7-1, and I need help from the T-30. So going to try and track him. Oh, he puts a big shot through my turret, but I've got a far better rate of fire. And yeah, this reticule is all over the place at the moment. And I can't track him, I'm not penning him, I'm going for his lower glacis, I'm going for where his ammo rack is, but he puts another shot in, and this is not good. I've switched to premium ammo now, because I'm having trouble penning his lower glacis with my regular ammo. So, shots into his lower glacis to try and ammo rack him. His reload's not the best at the, you know, good at the best of times, but I took 2 shots from that guy. We've won the hill. He was forced back for the hill, but I do have tanks backing me up. There's an SU-122-244, there's a T-30. T-30 puts the big shot into him, and we can pop out. Centurion 7-1 is fired, so we can sit here, put a few shots into his lower glacis, leave him on 18 health. We can risk another one because he's still moving, and we can take him out. So, you know, not that much damage done to the Centurion 7-1, but we're up to 1343 damage, and I took out a tier 9. A little bit of help from a T-30, but once again, moving forward, I've lost a lot of health, and then a Stridsvagen 103 appears from nowhere. So, as I say, I've got backup T-30, SU-122-44 here, but I don't really want to deal with the Stridsvagen frontally, so there's plenty of support, plenty of tanks on the hill. The Oni is up above me, and the Stridsvagen has lost a lot of health, so is the T-30 going to kill the Stridsvagen? I'm kind of wondering where to go. There he is. Stridsvagen is down. I'm a one-hit kill, only 259 health, so I kind of don't want to risk my tank at this stage, but there's an Oni on the ridge above me. There's a Ferdy that's hiding. T-30's trying to get shot, so I decided Oni's not looking at me, so we'll advance. Oh, he's turning his turret. Wait. He's reversing. There we go. Get a nice shot into above his spaced armor on the tracks, so I'm still firing premium ammo. You know, I don't want to bounce on an Oni. We just gotta stay safe. Oh, T-30 puts a big shot in, so Oni's advancing, trying to track him. And he dies. Okay, wonderful. So, low alpha. Rate of fire is not the best because I don't have final turret. But when it's fully upgraded and when I get another ace in the tank fully upgraded, I might be able to give you more information about it and how it plays. But at the moment, really, it's only strength. Other than the fact it's not a strength. It's sluggish. The rate of fire is not the best. I get spotted. So just trying to poke, do more damage. But at the moment, it's kind of like a bad Cromwell. It's just a matter of trying to be a pain in the ass, trying to get damage done where I can. T-29 is here, so he has just fired, killed our Batch at 12T, so we've got his reload fairly decent, and we managed to bounce on his rear, because standard ammo in this tank tends to bounce on everything, so... Oh, wow, T-25-2 up on the ridge, completely did not see that guy. Alright, that's annoying, but we can take him out for kill number 2. And T-29 is still there, so maybe we can do some more work here. Do we get his rear? Can we see him? No, he's moved into cover, so... Alright, down to 25 health. I thought I was a one-hit kill before, but now it's even worse. So we're all one-hit kills. AC there is one-hit kill, IS-2 is one-hit kill, and I know there are TDs camping around here, so let's switch. We're on 1800 damage, and I just want to try and farm some more damage if I can without exposing my tank, without dying. And as I say, bottom tier in this matchup, it's all about trying to damage higher tier tanks. It's all about trying to be a pain in the ass. I'm not going to beat any enemy tanks going head to head. I don't have the armor, don't have the hit points. But there we go. We've gotten to the rear of the Emil, and we can do some more farming on higher tier tanks. So trying to track him. And yeah, this gun, it just doesn't have the alpha. You can't track enemy tanks, and if I'd been able to track the Emil, I would have had far more XP from this game. I would have had far more assistance damage, but in the end, we just end up trying to do damage because the alpha on the gun isn't good enough. So I'm going to look forward to playing this tank when I get the final gun unlocked, because I believe that's 100mm with 300 alpha damage, but at the moment, just not enough. Not enough alpha. So just moving up here again, trying to get assistance, trying to get a little bit more damage. We know there's a Scorpion and a T-29 left, so trying to spot. And we found the Scorpion. He's not looking my way, and we haven't... Oh, now we've been spotted, so we can pop in, get a couple of shots in. I'm wondering where the T-29 is, but we get 2 shots in. Oh, he's stopping to aim. One more. There we go. That's what we'll risk. We'll fall back into cover. So he's looking at me. T-29 goes down, so... Yeah, Scorpion's constantly looking at me. He's not aiming at anyone else, so I don't really want to poke and die. And he gets taken out, so no assistance damage for that. I thought I was the one who spotted him, but anyway, yeah, there we go. So, first ace of the Stridswagen Leo, and it's not even fully upgraded. As I say, didn't have the final engine, didn't have the final gun, didn't have the final turret, although I do think I had the final radio. I think I unlocked that on the TD line, but yeah, I'm not entirely enjoying the Leo at the moment. As I say, with this gun and this configuration, it feels like a really, really bad Cromwell. When it's fully upgraded, I'll hop into it again and then I'll continue to grind through it, and if I get another ace with it fully upgraded, I'll be able to tell you how the tank handles. But at the moment, I mean, the only thing I can say is that it has decent gun depression of about 10 degrees, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, alpha damage is lacking, but Tier 7, Tier 9 game, we picked up the ace, we picked up Confederate. I got a little bit lucky. Team backed me up when I needed to, otherwise I would have died horribly. Completely tunnel vision, didn't see a Bulldog and missed some damage on a Bulldog. Didn't see a T-25-2 and almost cost me my tank in that game, but he left me on 25 health. So 1219 was enough to pick up the ace, 2,527 damage, but as I say, most of that damage, even though people did more damage, most of that damage was done on higher tier tanks, which helps your XP total hugely. So we finished with 23 shots fired. I hit 23 out of 23, so I suppose I can't complain about the gun. However, I can complain about the penetration because we only managed to pen 18, and of those 18, I think about 7 of those shots were premium, maybe 5 or 6 of those shots, I don't know, but bouncing with my regular ammo on tanks I really shouldn't have bounced on, but we spotted 1, damaged 8, destroyed 2, 69 assistance damage. So I was trying to track enemy tanks, I was trying to track the Emil, I was trying to track the Centurion 7-1, I just didn't have the alpha. So finished up because of those premium rounds fired. I ended up with only 13,000 13,000 or 1,300 or whatever it is, credits earned. So yeah, 13,000. I'm blind. So yeah, not a great money maker either, especially when you get into a tier 9 game and you do have to expend more than regular ammo. So we'll see what the final gun is like. First game of the day times 2 left me on 3,658 XP. So yeah, Leo, I'm, as I say, completely unaware of whether or not a prototype was ever finished. I know one was begun, and it would strike me as very, very hard for Landsverk to actually sell this tank without a working prototype. So I would assume the prototype was built, but no information on whether or not it was finished or whether or not it still exists. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.